Hey, this is Daria Pino from Summer Tomato, and today I'm going to test if any of these products right here can stop the sensation of heat and pain that can sometimes happen if you get hot chili peppers on your skin. This is a really uncomfortable thing to have happen if you've ever had it happen. It burns and it can last for days, and the worst part of all is if you get peppers on your fingers, anything that you touch after that is also going to burn. And usually what people do is stick their fingers in their eye, and that's really uncomfortable. Usually what you do to avoid getting chili peppers everywhere, and this is always what I tell Summer Tomato readers, is to use gloves. These are some nitrile gloves I got in the lab where I work. But sometimes, you mess up and you don't have gloves, you get pepper on your hands anyway, and I'm wondering if there's anything you can do to get rid of it. So what I'm going to do today is test a few things. One is I heard on the internet that mouthwash can get that out. Get the stinging away from your hand. I'm really skeptical of this, but it's the first thing I'm going to try. The theory behind the mouthwash, I think, is that maybe the menthol in it, which I don't think there is any menthol in it, but if there were, that maybe it could outcompete the hot pepper sensation that is from the capsaicin. Capsaicin is what makes chili peppers hot, and it lives mainly inside the white areas and the seeds inside the pepper. So just in case the mouthwash doesn't work, I'm also going to test this as a menthol sort of gel for pain and joints that I got just at Walgreens. I also contacted the man who discovered the capsaicin receptor in the and cloned it. His name's David Julius. He's a UCSF professor, and I asked him if he thought the menthol theory would work, and he said he thought maybe baking soda might work. So I also have some baking soda here. And finally I'm going to test some, this is a fingernail polish remover, but it's mainly acetone, and acetone is a very strong solvent. So if none of these things work, then I'm going to be in a lot of pain for several days, and you guys can laugh at me. Alright, so what I'm going to do is on the back of my hand, I'm just going to rub this habanero right here until it really hurts. And I imagine that this is going to be really painful. Normally what will happen is it'll start to be irritated and inflamed, and this pepper doesn't have a lot of seeds. Oh, but I can start to feel it now. There's some seeds here. So I'm going to rub this on, and then I'm going to start seeing if any of these things work. Alright, so it's been a few minutes, and I've rubbed habanero on my skin, and it's really starting to hurt. You probably can't see, but the back of my hand is starting to turn red and get a little inflamed, and I licked it, and it's hot as hell. Yeah, it's really hot. So I'm going to start working with these things. The first thing I'm going to try, like I said, is this some Listerine, which I'm going to check the ingredients here. Yeah, it doesn't really say it has so much menthol in it, which is, my guess is that it won't work. The reason why I think menthol could maybe alleviate it is because it might be able to outcompete the capsaicin at the receptor level, so it might just be able to neutralize the receptor and get the capsaicin off. But no, this is not making it any better. Alright, so that's a big fail. But like I said, I thought maybe there was menthol in here, but there's not. So actually, we'll give this a few minutes. We'll wait a few minutes for this, and I'll report back and let you know if this feels any better. Alright, I've had the Listerine on my hand for a couple minutes now. I also rinsed my mouth out with it, and neither are burning any less than they were about 2 minutes ago. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to this next menthol solution, and this is just like a cheapo Walgreens stuff. But this is 2% menthol. So if menthol works to soothe capsaicin burn, then this should do it. So meet you back here in 1 minute. Alright, it's been a few minutes. I've had the menthol on my hand. It's still burning really bad. It's actually getting worse. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. the next thing I'm going to try is some baking soda here. So the theory was about the baking soda that it might work because acid supposedly potentiates the trip receptor, which is what the receptor for the capsaicin. So the idea is that maybe baking soda, which is a base, might neutralize it. So what I've done is I've just mixed a little bit of baking soda here with a little bit of water and put it on my poor hand and let it sit for a minute and see how that works. All right. Ouch. Alright, so I left the baking soda on for a few minutes and it didn't help at all. In fact, it was getting worse by the second. So I rinsed it off in the sink. I think next I'm going to try this acetone because in Chem Lab, if anybody ever took organic chemistry, acetone fixes everything. So it's just a super powerful solvent. So if anything's stuck in the oil in my hands or anything like that, it should remove it. Yeah, so I'll let you know. All right, we're back. So I don't know if you can see, this is getting substantially more red. The acetone didn't help at all. And I don't know if it's just getting red. I think it's just because of time progression and none of these are doing anything. It's probably the case. I'm going to try this one last ditch effort. I don't think this is going to work, but one place online said lime juice works. And you know, habaneros and limes go together pretty well, generally. This would actually, however, this would be the opposite. If this worked, it would be the opposite of the baking soda because this is a strong acid as compared to baking soda, which I said is a base. So, and it's going into the baking soda, so it's fizzing like any good chemistry experiment should. So I'm just gonna leave a little lime juice on my hand. I imagine this is gonna make it burn worse, just like everything else has, but I'll leave it on here for a second and let you know. Alright, I left the lime on for a few minutes, and though it didn't seem to make it any better, it also didn't seem to make it any worse, as we might have predicted given the baking soda hypothesis. So it doesn't look like acid has any real effect one way or another for the pain that I'm experiencing from the capsaicin from the chili peppers. So my conclusion from today's experiment, after a very red, inflamed, and painful hand, is that none of these products work if you find that you've come into contact with peppers and you're in pain. So my advice to you is that if you're going to be working with super hot peppers like habaneros, Thai peppers, Scotch bonnets, or anything like that, I recommend that you get some gloves and you use them. Thanks for joining me today, and be careful with your peppers. Really, really hurts, you guys. Really, really hurts. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's getting worse. Hella worse.